Okay, so I took delivery of the GPS controlled speedometer, which I ordered for my ST. Hold on, hold on. So, oh, by the way, today is Sunday. What's the date? Is it not 10th? Yeah, 10th of August 2025. Yeah, 10th. Just wanted to be sure. So, it's around either 8 or 9 a.m. now. 9 after, it's actually 9:40 p.m. 9:40 a.m. So I the day I ordered my no the day I mounted, not necessarily the day I mounted. So the day I took delivery of my tachometer, which I ordered from Amazon. So I took delivery of it, tested it. I just did a test of it. I didn't mount it. I just tested it and it worked. So that same evening, on my way back from work to home, the car's speedometer failed. It was as if it was planned. I don't know. Same day, the speedometer failed. However, I will say that it was giving me a sign before then that something was happening. But I think what happened was because there was a time my oil pressure warning light was not working. It was just permanently on. So I knew something was wrong with the instrument panel because I checked the switch, the oil pressure switch, the connection to it. Uh, Both of them were okay. So, and I recall that when it started after I rebuilt the engine, which was kind of weird because it made it sound as if the issue was from the engine that was rebuilt. But how I knew it was not the engine was what happened when we started the engine, and also further diagnosis I tried to do, or a test that I did. Number one was when the car was started, the mechanic that mounted the engine. There was one wire he wrongly connected. It wasn't supposed to be where he connected it on the engine. So I knew it was going to cost something. It was after his car started, I now noticed, wait, this one wasn't supposed to be there. So number one. Number two was when the light refused to go off. Um, so I disconnected the wire that goes to the oil pressure switch. Normally, if you disconnect that wire, the light goes off permanently until you connect it again. Then if the light is working, then it will work. But so as I disconnected it stayed on. So that was how I knew the problem now was from the instrument panel. So, I gave the car to one electrician that does all those 504, 505 work, electrical work. So I was like, okay, maybe he can figure out what is wrong inside the instrument panel. Maybe, with experience, he probably understands that, he knows that better than I do. So he was able to do that. He pulled out the instrument panel, fixed it, and the light started working normal. But I think what now happened was when he mounted the instrument panel back, he didn't reconnect the speedometer cable well behind the instrument panel. I think that's where I should have corrected it because when I took the car to the market, he did it there. So on my way back, it wasn't making any sound, but maybe that's when I should have, okay, let me be sure he connected it well. But I assumed, he being an old technician on 504, it shouldn't be a problem to connect the speedometer cable well. I did the connection myself ever since I got the car. And even my 505 V6 that I've owned since 2010 never gave an issue. None of them ever failed until he now did this. So think like a week or so later into using of the car, after he did that work on the instrument panel, I started hearing one kind of noise. I know this is taking too long, but I want to understand what led to the failure of the factory is to be the speedometer. I was hearing one kind of sound in the speedometer. Okay, let me even show you so that you guys can understand. So I was hearing one kind of sound. Even though I was working, but the one kind of sound I was hearing that was not the normal sound. Normally, sometimes it would make one kind of sound, ta 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 ta, or something like that. Sometimes it goes away, but this time around the sound was different. And sometimes there was a kind of jump it will make. You know that no, this is not normal. You just jump maybe immediately from 40 to 80 straight without gradually going up. So then sometimes it stops, it won't do that. So it was at that point I was supposed to pull out the instrument panel, then make sure I reattach the the speedometer cable behind this properly. But I didn't. I kept using it because after I was working. Until, like I said, funny thing, the day I tested this, so you can see this Bosch tachometer, the very day I tested it, I took delivery, took delivery of it. I didn't mount it here. I just tested it in the engine bay. It worked. I was okay, fine. I put it in the boot. So later the day I was on my way home. All of a sudden, in like 2 minutes into the drive, or even less than 2 minutes, it just boom, it stopped working. I think it now stayed on a particular. It made one horrible sound for like 5 seconds. Boom, it stopped working and stayed constantly on 40. It didn't drop down, it didn't go up, and so I came back, I pulled out the instrument panel, which was already late, and the cable was still okay, nothing wrong with the speedometer cable, because I pulled it and moved the vehicle, it was still spinning. So I pulled the instrument panel, tried to rearrange this indicator, put it back. It moved a little, and then later on it moved again. The noise was actually coming from inside here. So eventually it was dead. So okay, so I decided maybe, who knows, circumstances or not circumstances, I just accepted that it was meant to happen since I've gotten is tachometer that appears to be more reliable, dependable for now. So maybe I should just get also a reliable or dependable speedometer, because no matter how you want to look at it, this speedometer, the one on the car, they are never that accurate, number one. They're always not stable. I would say almost any speedometer that cable controls, they're always like that. At least from my own experience, I've used what's it called? Peugeot, Volkswagen Beetle 2, not 1. And I can tell you both of them that we are controlled. Is it via by cable? I think the second one, was also cable. It's always do like this when they are working. For example, let's assume it's on 20. As it's going up, it will be doing like this. As it's going, it won't be stable. Unlike the electric one that will stay like this and be moving. So, likewise in my 504 GL, did the same thing. My first 505 did the same thing. So I was like, maybe I should just get something better. It's just that when I went online, I saw cheap options, electric. There are these electric ones, though. So there are some that actually you have to connect to the vehicle, but I decided to go for GPS. So they tend to be closer to accuracy. May not be exactly accurate, but very close. So there are digital ones. Those ones are very cheap. um, very small. Can get them as cheap as 20,000 or even less. So by the time this is a classic car, I will really enjoy looking at one small screen displaying speedometer. Yeah, it will show you what you're actually doing, but we really enjoy it. So I decided to go for the analog type that will still give me that traditional speedometer look. So there are sizes, different models, and I decided to go for one that is controlled by GPS, like I mentioned earlier. So I decided to go for one that is a little bit bigger than most of the ones I saw on AliExpress. And now there are some that have mileage, some didn't have mileage, while some have mileage indicators and trip meter, that's the odometer. So there was one that made sense. I don't know why I didn't go with it. It has both the mileage indicator and the odometer, that's the trip meter, which makes sense at least to replace exactly what is in the vehicle. But that one that has that trip meter with mileage, I just didn't like the look of it. Even though it's the same size, who knows? I don't know. I decided to go for the one. This one I got, it didn't have that trip meter. That makes sense. Trip meter, you just maybe you are doing a journey, you try to calculate the trip. You can still do it with the mileage, but mileage means you have to first write down the mileage it was at the point before you take up the drive. You take off in the journey. Then when you get to your journey, then you now subtract it from the current, the final destination mileage. But the trip meter, you don't need to bother with the mileage. You just check, hey, you reset it to 00. Whatever you get, if it's 1,000, 2,000, most trip meter gets up to 2,000. Some maximum is 1,000. So I went for the one with that trip meter. Anyway, let's see. Who knows what feature we hold? I might, like I said. If the one in my 505 V6 eventually start giving me headache, maybe I might go for the one with trip meter on that one. So this is it. So I took the delivery earlier last week, but I kept it because I didn't have time for the installation. So I haven't even tested it. So this is it. There are options, different colors, different background colors, and frame. But I went for black. Don't like all those white, this and that, stuff like that. So this is the GPS design. This is the instruction. So yeah, it has 3 wires: red, black, yellow. Black is for ground, red is for ignition, if I'm not mistaken. I'll still check the instruction. Then yellow is for the backlight, so the light I will be showing, I'll connect it to the parking light, so that the light only comes up when you put on the parking light, when it's dark or at night, stuff like that. That red, let me confirm, the red is supposed to be, I don't think it should be permanent positive. I think it should be ignition. Let's see. Consider yellow backlight, like I mentioned. Black. Red. So this is the red. So the red actually ignition switch. So yeah, it doesn't go straight to the battery positive. So it has to work with the ignition switch. So I'll just do the connection. I think what I'm going to do, this connection will just go from tachometer. The one I've done on tachometer, I don't need to go straight to the ignition switch and to start running a separate connections. Yeah. So now this one that I ordered, it doesn't have the mount that I want. Because the mount it comes with, like, if you want to mount it on the dashboard directly or something, then it can only fit in just like this. And I wouldn't want that to start opening out the dashboard or something so that I can make to mount it. No. So I decided to get an accessory, a mount, kind of a mount as well, so that it can stand on its own. So because of that, it now cost me more than I planned to do. This one is around, for adding from Nigeria, I think about 60,000, between 40 to 60,000 if I'm not mistaken, on AliExpress. Luckily, the buying from AliExpress, initially I thought everything was going to cost about 100 and something thousand, because if you consider the cost of exchange, that's you have to buy the dollar, they use dollar to buy your dollar card or whatever to buy from the AliExpress. But of course, it will cost up to that. But luckily, at the point I wanted to do this, I now realized that you can actually buy with your Naira card. So in that case, I didn't lose a lot of money, buying dollars and doing all that. So this one costs about 20 something thousand. So in other words, you're looking at about 80 something. But once you get this, I didn't mean I have this already. I'll probably spend maybe 50,000. I think between 40 to 60. I can't remember the exact amount. So this will always now be there. So even if I tend to change this in future, I won't spend as much as I spend ordering both. So this will be a standalone. Then this will go inside it. So I haven't tested to see how it will go, but I believe it will hopefully fit in. Yeah, hopefully. Okay, so I'm not going to do the connection and do the test first. Honestly, hopefully it works. If it doesn't work, I'll leave it like that. Because to test it is to run the connection, move the vehicle. So I don't have that time. So I'll just mount it, do the connection, then drive the car for a test. If it doesn't work, well, I'll leave it. After all, the factory one doesn't work. So where I intend to mount it is actually here. So this, I think I intentionally didn't want to mount this one. It's been working since I've been driving the car, but I left it like this. Because I remember it was the same day I took delivery that it failed. So I was like, okay, since I ordered this one, let me leave it so that when both comes, I will mount both at the same time. Okay, so I think I will mount this one somewhere. Since this is the speedometer, so the old one basically going to cover it. So I'll leave it so that it doesn't cover the other gauges this side. So I'll mount it somewhere here so I can see through the steering wheel. And then this one will stay here so that it cover part of the tachometer. This one too has failed. It has been like that since I got the car. It doesn't work well. If you start the car, it just comes. It doesn't go beyond 1,000 or maybe 1,200. That's the maximum you can accelerate. So I think that's how I'm going to mount. Then I'll rearrange the wires and then put back the steering, the cover under the steering wheel, which I'll be driving with that for months now actually. Okay, so now the backlight comes from, let me show you the wire that comes from the backlight. It's going to be from this switch. I think I've done that connection before. This is the headlight switch. So so this is the wire that I will show you, the backlight, the parking light. This particular, so if you can find, I don't know, this is this connector to the switch. So this particular wire, look at the switch, look at the design, so that we have a 505 phase 2, want to do this now, you know. So look at this side that has this place, so on top of it, so this wire you see here is stamp 26. Look at it, it's stamped 26, wire 26. I hope that will be the same number on yours, wire 26, but at least you know that is the one here. So that's the backlight wire, that's the one for parking light. So switch on, if it's dark you can put it on to switch it on. So I'm going to reconnect the switch. Okay, so that's it. And for the negative, I'm going to take that from here. All those ones, one of them, this is the negative, the black one is negative. So the ignition one, this one is for tachometer, the ignition cover. So ignition will be either the white or the red, one of them. So from there I'll run the connection. So I don't really need to go any other place for this connection, for the speedometer connection. So because I'm not going to show you guys anymore, now you know how to run your connection. If you buy this very model of speedometer. So I'm going to put the link where I ordered it on the video, maybe video description or comment section, so that if you're interested, it's an AliExpress, you can order yours. Hopefully mine works. Hopefully the one you order will work. But remember, there are so many of them on AliExpress, so many models, so many versions. So you can choose the one you want. It mustn't be exactly this model. Hopefully the one you buy too will work. So alright, so let me get to work, and you see when the work is concluded. Alright. So I forgot to check the connections, and I realized that this thing, Amazon tachometer, it doesn't have connection to ignition positive. The red wire, of course the white wire is for backlight, ground, black ground wire, green that's a signal wire from the ignition, negative, while the red wire is actually permanent positive. So I can run the connection from there for the speedometer trigger positive wire. So to do that, I have to run it to the ignition switch. So this particular one, so that's this wire here. So that's the negative number 2 wire on the connector. Anyway, it all depends on how you look at where you are checking it from. But anyway, it's the white wire, in case they are all universal. Does it have number? Hold on, let me see that it has a number. Not seeing clear here. Maybe it does, maybe not. Anyway, with your multimeter you can figure out which of them. The second wire here on the other side is red, so meaning that don't bother with that. So this is the one I'm talking of. Alright, so I just wanted to add it up before I show you the final result. Alright. Okay, so I've done the installation, but of course I'm yet to tuck in the wires. I just left them like that. Later I'll deal with them. So before I can put the cover back under the steering wheel. So this is what it looks like. I wish I can find something to cover this shade. Hold on. Let me see. This sun is really affecting. Let's see whether. Let me use this floor mat. See whether I can. The sun is really. Okay. Anyway, so I have not switched on ignition, so just wanted to capture the moment to see how it will react. So anyway, just remove it. It's pointless. So the GPS for now, I mounted it here. I'll drop it here. I'll see past the wire very well, but I'm thinking that I'll tuck it under here. Hopefully it will still receive the signals. So right now I can see the speedometer is above 0. I believe when you switch on ignition, it's supposed to drop to 0. When the car start moving, I think so. Then it might take a while for the GPS to pick. And as for the mileage, I believe it once you start reading, it saves it. I want to believe so until it reaches maybe 1 million kilometers. I hope it doesn't change. So let's see. So I'm going to switch on ignition for the first time today after this installation. I haven't even started the car today, so I expect the car may have started later. Let's see. Because I'm okay, maybe my now start. Let's see. Okay, you see it has dropped. GPS searching. GPS searching. Still searching. Takes a while. I want it to come up before I start the vehicle. Or maybe let me start the car. Oh, 0. So you can see now it's reading 0. So let's start the car. Of course, we've already seen this one. So carburetor. Forgot to pump in some fuel. Okay. Alright. Let's the engine warm up a little. Let me put on the blower. I'm not running the AC, but at least I'm already sweating here. I can see the RPM. So let's warm up a little and take it for a drive. So now that it's showing 0, hopefully it doesn't go back to 0 again. I just hope, of course, the last mileage before this thing broke was about 100 and I think 150 something thousand kilometer, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. 157, is it? 157,000 kilometers. So I'm going to notice somewhere so that, but I don't work with that mileage anyway, because when the car came, the speedometer wasn't working. The speedometer cable got cut, so I can't work with it anymore. The mileage of that old on the instrument panel, so I can't work with that. But I've started counting from when I got the car. So hopefully this one will also help me to continue to count. Okay, so let's see. I hope I'll be able to count on the camera while I drive, but I will really just short kilometer just to be sure it's reading, because that's quite interesting. Seeing an aftermarket, so I won't be focusing on it on the camera to be sure it's capturing it, but hopefully it captures it well so that I can be able to use one hand to run both. to reverse first. Okay. Ooh, it's working. Wow. It's working, guys. Oh, by the way, let me see whether the light comes up. Let me switch on the ignition. No, the headlight. Okay, wow. Can you see it? Woo! You see, wow. It works, the light works. So let me switch it off. So it has different color. It has red, blue, green, whatever. You can choose whatever color you want, but to do that you have to do it before you mount it. So it depends. All I will do is at night I will put the light to know which color, whether I'm okay with the color that I show you. If not okay, then I'll have to pull it out, remove it from here. It will take a while to dismantle this, then change the color from the back and then mount it back. Hopefully it stays that color. I don't know if it will change again if you switch off the ignition or if you disconnect the battery. Then it goes back to default. Who knows? But the most important thing is if you can see it at night, it doesn't matter the color. That was the important thing. But I prefer white actually. But we'll see. But like I said, the most important thing is the speedometer is working. Let's hope it works beyond what we are seeing. Okay, 40 kilometers. Wow. Wow, this is much better than the factory, trust me. That if it's a factory one, we just be jumping around. Wow, man, if you have a classic car, I think you should mount this. Trust me. Both the tachometer, all of them aftermarket, you know, this is the best. Like I said, I accepted when it failed, that probably it failed for a reason. And now I can see the reason. I'm enjoying it, trust me. Sometimes some disappointment can be a blessing. It might not be all, but it can depends. Depends on if you define it to be a blessing, it might turn out to be a blessing for you. You know. Let's see whether it gets to 60 kilometers per hour. Okay. Okay, it's heading to 80 now. I'm on gear 4. 75 kilometers per hour at 2,500 RPM. That's interesting. Remember this 2.0 liter engine with about 107 horsepower and BA75 gearbox with what else? What is it called? The differential is 4.1. That's a 9S37. So that's why you know, kind of quick, a little bit quicker, lower RPM. That's interesting. So that's a success. You can see it has recorded 1 kilometer. So the mileage is actually working. It's working. So I think I'm okay with the test. Right? I hope so. Let's see whether it will get to 2 kilometers before I conclude the video. Guys, you have no idea how happy I am. Wow, honestly, it's much better. Both looking at both the tachometer and the speedometer are working very well, you know. Yeah. First tachometer I bought didn't work. Ooh, you can see 2 kilometers. the mileage. So guys, I'm going to end it here. So yeah, it was a successful installation, not just installation, even with the ordering, the choice I made. I was happy that the one I bought worked. The first tachometer I ordered from AliExpress, it didn't work. So I decided to get this particular one from Amazon, which is Bosch product. So this one works. Then I was like, I hope if I order this speedometer from AliExpress, that it will not disappoint me like the tachometer I ordered from AliExpress. So I was okay. The price, even though a little bit expensive, you know, everything including the what's it called? That mount, the accessory, that accessory mount. That one cost me almost everything, but it's approximately 90,000 naira. So I said, okay, fine. And look at it, everything is working well now. So I'm happy, and I'll recommend, if you drive 504, 404, 505, do this, trust me. You can watch the video of the installation of the tachometer. Maybe if I find the link, I'll put it on the video description as well. And then you can do the installation of the tachometer yourself. And also do the installation of the speedometer yourself if you place the order. So, I mean, makes sense, you know. Later on, I'm going to get, you can see the digital clock here has failed. There used to be a digital clock here. I'm thinking of buying another one I can place here that will be almost the same size. I've seen it on AliExpress that also illuminates at night. This one illuminates, but it doesn't show anything anymore. So, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.